Sons, it is June 3rd, 2007, and I'm here to talk about my favorite video game console, the Nintendo Wii. Interesting thing that I haven't actually mentioned video games yet up on the internet. I guess that goes to show how randomly I'm choosing topics, because I absolutely love video games, and I hope to design video games eventually, along with my other creative projects. So, the Wii. Flipping awesome. I was reading this article here that I found on Dig. We Will Rock You. Fortune's Jeffrey M. O'Brien explains how Nintendo's new game machine won over the world and beat the pants off Sony and Microsoft. This is one of many articles I've been reading over the last few months, and every time I see one, I'm like, ha! I told you! I told you! I told you! I knew this! I knew this was going to happen, but before they even called it the Wii. Back when they called it the Revolution, I was like, I think Nintendo's got something. And then they named it the Wii, and everyone complained about that for a couple months, and then they got over it. I was okay with it. And then they unveiled the controller. For those of you who don't know, the Wii, spelled W-I-I, is Nintendo's newest video game console. It came out last November 19th, 2006. And I should know because I was there. One of the greatest things, I came home from college for Thanksgiving break, and me and like 10 friends all camped out for the Wii all night long, didn't sleep at all, videotaped a good portion of it anyway, and got a Wii, each one of us. Oh man, it was, that's a memory for the ages for me. I think it cost only $250 as opposed to the PS3's $600 or $500, but really you want to go for the 600 model so far as I've heard. It's got a bigger hard drive and stuff. Same thing they did with the Xbox 360. They launched it like you can buy the $400 version or the $300 version, and the $300 version doesn't have a hard drive, which means you can't save anything, which means you don't actually own an Xbox 360 unless you have that hard drive, so you should just buy the $400 version as opposed to the core package. It's funny, my parents got me an Xbox 360 for my birthday, and they actually got me the $300 and then bought an external hard drive for it, and, you know, I didn't get all the other bonuses that come with it. But moving back onto the Wii, which is better than the Xbox 360, even though, you know, the 360's got some things for it. Halo 3 being the main one. On the Wii, instead of having these complicated controllers like you always have, I should have brought it up with me. Anyway, you just have this little wand. All right, it looks like a remote control. They're calling it the Wii Remote, but come on, guys, Wiimote. That's what we call it now in America. And it's got a few buttons on it, but mainly it detects how you move it. So you can like go bowling, and you. All right, I gotta show you how this works. You could like bowl with it, you know, and you could like play tennis, and you could like sword fight, and you could, you know. And you can do all these crazy things. Any motion at all. It detects full 3D space with these accelerometers. Any tilt you can put on it. It's got, you know, any direction. And it's got a, you can point it at the screen, like a duck hunt thing, you know, and it'll know where you're pointing it. Give you a little cursor there, and you can do all sorts of things with that. So, when I first heard about this controller, and that's just the basic model, by the way, because you can attach other things to the bottom, like this thing called a nunchuck, which gives you a couple more buttons and another motion sensor thingy, and then you can do like boxing. You can do this. It's so interesting. When they announced this controller, I geeked out. I knew that this is going to be a big deal because there's just so much more you can do. You know, there's a fundamental. I mentioned Halo 3 earlier. And they're showing like some of the video footage of this stuff, and there's great graphics and all sorts of gameplay improvements. But I was noting there's still essentially the problem of, you know, kind of sliding across the ground in whichever way you're pushing the analog stick. And granted, at the moment that's how Wii games work too. It's the shooter games. But with motion sensing stuff, there's potential for so much more. Potential which often hasn't been tapped yet. Take Call of Duty, I think it was on the Wii, and it didn't turn out very well. And there's like, you know, there's a thing where instead of hitting a button to throw a grenade, you do this to throw a grenade. Except it throws the grenade the same way every time, regardless of how you throw it. With the potential of the Wii, the stuff that we're just starting to tap into, because there's only a few games that really use the Wii's potential. Potentially, imagine if, you're up against a wall and there's like a corner, like at the corner of a building, right? And you think there's an enemy around the corner. So you take your grenade, you press a button to pull the pin, right? But then as you throw it, you don't actually throw the controller, but you hold down a button and then release it to release the virtual grenade. As you throw it, just imagine this, you twist your hand in just such a way to give the grenade a spin as it goes through the air. And then because of that spin, when it hits the ground, it bounces right around aforementioned corner and into the face of the enemy. That's the kind of control I'm looking for. And in shooters, where you're going like this, with analog sticks, there's only so much you can do. The PC crowd has always been saying that FPSs work so much better on PCs because of the mouse, and you have so much more control. Well, now we have a full freaking 3D control. There's, I'm looking to wait for like whole new genres almost. Because right now, almost everything we have on the Wii could work on other consoles. Take the big games. Twilight Princess, amazing game, but it was built for the GameCube, and all the controls work great. It doesn't technically need them, they have released it on GameCube as well as the Wii. Something that really does use it is Wii Sports, which comes with the console, and you can do baseball, and you can do boxing, and you can do bowling. I have so many people on bowling. This is a deal with the Wii. It's doing exactly what Nintendo said they would do, and that is appeal to the freaking mass market. Everyone else is like, with these hardcore things like Halo and Mass Effect and stuff for real gamers. And the Wii, well, pandering to those as well, is trying to get everybody else involved. I've had so many people, I have my whole family, this has never happened, playing a video game with me, because they're all doing Wii bowling, and it's really fun, and it's text, how hard you throw it, and if you give it a twist to the left or the right, and when you release, you can kind of throw it through the air, you can roll it right down the lane, all these things, and it's amazing. People were saying that the Wii could never succeed because it's not really next-gen. And this is, of course, the hardcore crowd talking, because they're comparing it to the PS3 and Xbox 360, and their incredible processing power. Xbox 360 has 3 processor cores running at 3.2 gigahertz apiece. PS3 is not even on the cutting edge of technology. It's on, like, the bleeding, dying edge of technology, because it's got 9 processor cores. So many that the developers can't actually use them all. The best we've done, there's actually only 6 available to developers, but of those 6, only 4 have been used in the most advanced game, which is Final Fantasy XIII, which hasn't even been released yet. And it may end up coming out on Xbox 360 anyway. PS3 is so expensive that, just buy an Xbox 360. If you're going for high-def graphics, people keep saying, as I was saying, that the Wii is not high-def enough, it's not, doesn't have all this processing power. Well, it's got twice the processing power of a PS2. So if you could think of any games on the PlayStation 2 that have good graphics, I don't know, Final Fantasy 10 or 12, anybody, then you can do twice as well on the Wii. So, there's room for graphics. And there's that controller, that incredible gameplay hook, and the fact that it's only $250, so you can buy 2 of them for the cost of one PS3, or buy one of them, one Wii and one Xbox 360, and that's still less than a PS3 overall. Well, anyway. And it comes with a flipping game for $250, and it doesn't even cost Nintendo $250 to make it. The other consoles, and this has always been the case, it actually costs more than they sell it for. They subsidize these consoles and then make their money back, getting a percentage off of each game which is sold. Nintendo is making money off of every Wii which is sold, which may not seem like a big deal to you and me. Obviously, we don't get a cut of the money. But that means Nintendo has more money to put into developing great games, such as Metroid Prime 3, Super Mario Galaxy, Twilight Princess, of course, already came out, Super Smash Bros. Brawl is going to be huge when it comes around, not to mention all sorts of stuff we haven't even thought of yet. Just wait another year for developers to really start tinkering and really do some interesting things. Things like we had in Elebits. Elebits was a great game. It's like an Easter egg hunt, except the Easter eggs all have legs and you can trash your house with a gravity gun. Amazing. But yeah, I'm reading this article here. It says that the Wii is rocking everybody, and yeah, it deserves to. And I told you so. So, I'll talk more about the specific Wii games later, but for the moment, thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you soon.